Animal communication. So here I am with the background of not growing up in connection with animals or nature, very little, there was some, and communication. Well, I can certainly tell you that I was not brought up in an environment where communication was a positive element. So how on earth did I come to not only explore animal communication, but to pursue it and now thrive with it? What has it actually given me? Well, it has literally shifted my relationship with my own animal companions, whereby on the first purchase, let me put it bluntly, of my dog Donnie, I saw that I was his owner. I was in charge of him. He belonged to me. And as a result, the way that I related to him very much was in that arena. And then animal communication came along, and I started to be aware that he has feelings, he has thoughts. And the more I looked into it, the more I realized that what I've been able to do through communication with him was shift my relationship, where it became that he was my family and that I was his family. And that's huge for someone like myself who has come from an environment myself where I've grown up where animals were a commodity, or if you had a family dog, they weren't family. We didn't even use the terminology family. They were a pet in that way, and they were just there. So this is why it fascinates me that animal communication has really brought to me the a way of living, a way of thinking, a way of relating. And it's meant that my animals have really brought to me a richness in my life that I never would have had through animal communication. If it weren't for being able to communicate with them being in my life would still be a fabulous one, a fun one, but it wouldn't have that depth where I really viewed them as having thoughts, views, how they can be just so much part of my everyday decision. And that's why I am so passionate about animal communication, not just from a perspective of where I'm asked to help people understand their animals to try and resolve an issue. It's more than resolving an issue. Perhaps the best way to describe this is a friend of mine who learned animal communication with me recently said, I didn't know what was missing in my life until I discovered animal communication and went down the path of actually learning it. That really says a lot. And I wonder if you can relate to that, or maybe you are at that place where you're seeking something. It's like we need a purpose in life, we need a meaning in life. And I'd like to bring animal communication as a practice, as a way of you discovering this deeper meaning within yourself through our animals. I mean, just the thought of that being the journey that you take in your life is just wonderful. So I would like to introduce to you a 3-day event that I'm holding on the 28th to the 30th of May. I talk about a 3-element framework, and that comes from, again, my own understanding of the concept of how animal communication integrated into our relationship with our animals can really bring such depth and richness to our relationship. So the first element is connect. So going back to how I didn't have any connection with animals in nature, but through learning animal communication, it's brought me, a desire to be near nature, a whole community of friends whereby we are, animal lovers. My second element is communication. Communication skills, we really, really need that. And it's not taught. We assume that animals communicate with us and that's it. But in order to really have a relationship where you can foster good conversations with your animals, requires that we learn good communication skills to begin with. And for me, it was a huge learning because, like I say, until probably about only 3 or 4 years ago, I've been in animal communication coming up to, 9 years. I realized that the aspect of animal communication that really creates this beautiful bond and relationship of understanding and respect comes from communication skills. So we need to foster that. And then the third element is this finding the deeper meaning, the purpose that you want to seek, whereby you understand why your animal came into your life and why you're in their life. So those are my 3 elements to practicing animal communication. I like to bring that angle to you and share how you can have a relationship with your animals whereby you can have conversations that is meaningful to them, meaningful to you. And what does that mean? It just means that together, your connection is one that is unbreakable. Because we know communication skills is what is needed in order to foster good relationships. So if you're looking for good relationships with your pet companions, your animal companions, then come to my 3-day free live event on the 28th and the 30th of May. Okay, I look forward to seeing you then.